2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Wake up.
Get to the morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hayesy on Nova.
Jodes, it's a very special day tomorrow, International Women's Day. So we are not on air tomorrow, so today we thought we'd get right around it and talk about what is a really, really beautiful celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just a reminder to celebrate being a woman. Like, I think there are still too many people across the globe that think being a woman is an impairment or, you know, it's not something to be celebrated, but being a man obviously is. So I think it's just a big reminder to us all that how incredibly special we are, how unique we are, and what a fearsome collection of females we are across this beautiful nation of ours.
Do you think, a question without notice, do you think it is absolutely heading in the right direction? And producer Molly, you can get involved in this as well, of course, because compared to 15 years ago, compared to now, in terms of things being all equal.
Yeah, it still stuns me, producer Molly, that women get paid less simply for being a woman. So we've still got some work to do in that space.
Definitely.
But I think it's also just a really nice reminder just to celebrate each other, don't you think?
I think there's definitely been a shift. Obviously, Jody and I have, a difference in age and our experiences would be very different. There's still room to grow, but I think it's great to see so many people lifting others up and becoming more aware of it.
Yeah. And celebrating the fact that we do it all.
Yeah.
So, yes, we moved into the workforce, but then a lot of the time women are still sort of burdened by everything that has to be done at home as well. So I think we, again, still have some work to do in that space.
And also being the bearer of children is a huge one, you know, getting to that point in your career where you're going, okay, I'm going in this direction, and then having to make a choice. It's something a lot of women have to go through. And obviously, Jody, you've had 4 children.
I ran into Ashton Hearn the other day on Melbourne Street, just in North Adelaide, and I said, what are you doing here? Because she lives in the country. Ashton Hearn is very high up in the opposition. And she said, I'm just in Parliament, but I have to stay in a hotel down here because I'm still breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I thought, that is International Women's Day personified.
Yeah.
These incredible women in high-powered jobs in particular doing that juggle. She's ducking home in a break in Parliament to breastfeed her baby. Like, it's that stuff that blows my mind. And, you know, I think that's what tomorrow's all about.
Well, for me, I know after 8 o'clock you can do something very, very good.
Yes.
Very groundbreaking, I'd say, as well, to celebrate International Women's Day in the field of radio. Can I take a bit of an opportunity just to celebrate the 2 most special women in my life?
I would love you to do that.
And that is, of course, my bloody flawless wife, Cara, and also my little daughter, Lottie.
Yes.
Who's 4 years old with a really big personality.
She does.
Showing all signs of having a really, really, really big personality.
We call it, she's got a lot of spunk. That's what we call it.
Yes.
Doesn't she?
Yes, she
And
very
sass.
much does.
A little bit of sass.
All right, I'm just going to pay a bit of a tribute to my 2 special ladies. Not for the first time, I'm reminded to not take for granted the wonderful things in my life, because you'll always look back and wish you appreciated it more. There's 2 incredible ladies living under our roof in our little family who constantly make me realise, gee, things are pretty good. Our 3 kids get a mum who is flawless. I wish parenting came as easy to me as it does my wife. She's the captain, she is the parenting playbook, and if I make a parenting call without her, it doesn't feel right that it hasn't been approved by the skipper. I trust her and believe in her, and she believes in me. I'm very lucky. We have a 4-year-old daughter called Lottie, who's filled to the brim with love and affection. She's like that because she's like her mum, and she's in an environment with her brothers where she can be herself. I'm scared she'll lose part of that, and I'm scared of the negative crap she'll be exposed to on social media, but I know she'll be a strong-hearted woman because of her mum. My mother, my sister, my wife, and my daughter are incredible people who I appreciate with all my heart. I'm very lucky. And I also know right now that my wife will be listening to this in the car, cringing up, going, oh no, what's going on?
No, I love
that made me
that.
tear up.
I love that you took the time out to, pay tribute to her, because one of my favourite things about you, Andrew Hayes, is how fiercely you love your wife and how fiercely you love your daughter as well. So that was really, really nice.
Well, I think I am not the smartest man, Jodes, but I'm smart enough to realise that Cara is very, very special. And you guys mentioned it before, like the extra tasks. I think that's something that we don't really understand. Blokes can't comprehend the difficulty of being a mother until you really see it firsthand. Like, I've got 3 kids who they want mum 99%.
Yeah.
Dad gets 1%.
Yeah.
And look, maybe it'll change, maybe it'll head in a different direction when that later on, but right now, mum is the focus, and mum is open to being the focus, and that's 24 hours a day.
She also allows you to come in here and do what you love and do this job that you've fought so hard for over the better part of a decade, and she makes your life so much easier, and I know you can sit here and enjoy the spoils of what you're achieving in radio. So I thank you, Cara. I also think you are I think you're a beautiful, incredible woman, and time to celebrate more ladies like that.
Yes. Happy International Women's Day for everybody tomorrow. And also to the blokes out there who have special ladies in their life, say something.
Say it.
Really say something. You're not going to regret it.
It means so much to us when you acknowledge us and say we appreciate you. So that is a message for Greg Oddie, written, spoken and authorised by Jodie Oddie. It is International Women's Day tomorrow, and we are about to do something right here, right now, that has never, ever been done on Adelaide radio before to celebrate all things female. What we're about to do is cross to the 3 gorgeous ladies, one from SAFM, one from Triple M and one from Mix, and do a simulcast across all stations to celebrate. So let's jump in, shall we?
Hello Adelaide, happy Friday. It is Hayley Pearson here on Mix 102.3, but not just on Mix. We have SAFM, we have Nova and we have Triple M, because right now, yes, you are listening to a radio first. It's International Women's Day, and we, the women of radio, have wanted to do this forever. We wanted to bring all of the women in Adelaide, the sisters of Adelaide radio, together in one moment in time on air. Please welcome Jodie from Nova, Loz from Triple M, and Emma G from SAFM.
Hello. Good morning.
Guys.
Whoa.
Unbelievable. This is so exciting. Hayley, thank you so much for organising this. Like, this has been such a long time coming. And I actually, oh my gosh, I'm quite teary actually that we're all together, all speaking across all stations. It's brilliant.
This is so amazing. And I will say, I'm going to go to each of you because I can see your beautiful faces right now and I love you all so much. Let's start with you, Jodie. Jodie, we've gone back forever, so many years ago in radio, intertwined. You have saved me from very severe lows in radio. You've always been my biggest supporter. I just wanted to know from you, in your time in radio, you've been on air the longest out of all of us. Who's been your biggest supporter through the highs and the lows?
Oh, it's such a good question. And you and I have such a long friendship, and it's meant the world to me as well. And I think over the journey, this is so important because I think doing the job that we do, it can feel quite isolating and it can feel very alone.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like you're getting attacked from all corners because it's very public, right? And so for us to come together and support each other has been so very important. And over the journey, I have to say, I have been at functions. There's been occasions where I thought, why are we all fighting?
Yeah.
Why aren't we getting along? Why is this animosity towards each other? And it's known only to the people who fueled it. And that is not the case anymore. So for this unification today is just so beautiful. But to answer your question, Amanda Keller, who works at ARN, has always been the nicest lady on the planet, and she's always been a really big supporter. But there hasn't been enough of this. So for this to happen today is actually really historic and unique.
And maybe for the first time ever, we've got all these women on Adelaide Radio who are supportive of each other as well, which is what I love. I want to go to you, Loz. You are stepped into a male-dominated station at Triple M. And
Sausage Fest. Yeah.
And from the rest of us, you are the highlight of that show. You are amazing. You are the reason it does so well.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's very nice. I think I think all three of us together, it's like, you know, we're all ingredients in a sort of weird little stew, and individually maybe, like garlic. You wouldn't eat garlic on its own. It's not garlic on its own, but garlic enhances the flavour. I think we all bring something to the table. So
Is Rue the garlic? So I know.
oh, big time. Yeah. Prosciutto, yeah. This is,
The coriander.
he's a coriander, very divisive. Yeah.
Loz, how do you get heard in that studio?
It's interesting. I grew up working in pubs. I grew up in footy clubs. I grew up around a lot of boys, 2 older brothers. I feel very comfortable in that kind of environment. That's my target demo. I've been chatting over the bar to the old boys in the pub for many, many years, and I actually really enjoy it. Was it scary being wheeled in to sort of play this role? Absolutely. I was very nervous when I first started, but the boys made me really, really, really comfortable, and I've had a really positive experience. So in my life, I've obviously experienced, misogyny in all forms, but in this job, weirdly, I know people probably wouldn't expect it, I actually feel really, really like I'm allowed to be myself. And I think if you listen to the show, you know I'm not holding back or anything like that.
I think I speak on behalf of all of us, Loz, when I say not enough has been said about what you've done for that show and the success of that show.
Jodie, stop that. Thank you. Jodie will send me texts and everything as well. And, Jodie's been very supportive. So thank you very much, Tal. That means a lot coming from you.
No,
Queen of the airwaves.
You are our queen, Jodie.
Love this.
Mother.
Let's go to our newest member from SAFM, Emma G. We are just, hello, beautiful girl. We've all been through
ladies.
What you've been through. Starting a new brekkie show on radio in Adelaide, your hometown, for the first time is scary. And it's scary wanting women to like you and be supportive of you online and all that kind of stuff. For people, like, first of all, what's that been like? What's your little journey this year been like?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, I've been hustling to achieve this role for almost 20 years in radio. So to land Brekkie Radio in your hometown, as you ladies know, it's the dream. So I've been really fortunate that I've had a really positive experience. I think something that I've learnt about being a woman in radio, but I think also just that applies to being a woman in general, is that a rising tide lifts all boats, and this conversation is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
We don't have to hold other people down in order to make ourselves rise. There's enough space for all of us. Like Jodie touched on earlier, we're not always in competition with each other, and when we realise that we're all just out there doing the best that we know how, we kind of free ourselves and free each other to be the best that we can be without judgment from others.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to cry. This is so nice. Because Jodie made a point earlier. You do feel really alone. You feel alone in this, but we're not. We're sisters. In fact, guys, let's run away and start a show together.
Where would we be allowed to have more than one woman on air, though? That's the question.
Oh, that's so true, Loz.
Yeah. We've got to start our own network, do we, ladies?
We have to. Jodie from Nova, Loz from Triple M, Emma G from SAFM. You've actually made my little dream come true. Jodie and I have been wanting to do this forever, haven't we, Jodes?
Oh, 100%, Hayley. And you're just one of the kindest, most beautiful people, not just in this industry, but in my life. So well done for everyone for doing this today. It has just been so uplifting, and I'm so proud of you all. And let's move forward together and support each other.
Let's go. Let's go, girls. Love you all.
Yeah, the girls.
Love you all. See you, girls.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jodie and Hayes's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Shake it out, Jodes. Those little elements, maybe those stories, those feelings, thoughts. You're like, just get it out of there. Maybe it's a bit blue, maybe it's a risque. We'll straighten up after 7 o'clock.
Absolutely. Camera guy Josh joins us to tell us about this remarkable story on Reddit. Go for it, please.
Okay, so as I do every Thursday night, I jump onto relationship advice on Reddit to feel better about myself.
Very good.
Perfect. Well done.
Very good.
Yep.
So there's this post, right? It's from a 22-year-old female. She's dating a 30-year-old male, and they had an agreement that they were both going to have a threesome, one time with an extra girl and one time with an extra guy. Mm-hmm. Now, they've gone ahead and they've had the first threesome with the extra girl.
Yes.
And now he has turned around and said, well, I never agreed to do it with another bloke.
Oh, jeez.
What a pig.
All right, okay, first of all, my first question, and this is obviously a very open space, and look, we can trust each other. Who's actually been in this situation? Anyone? Anyone here been in this situation?
Nah.
Whew. Okay, good. Someone put their hand up.
Can we go, Josh?
Yeah. I didn't think we were actually going to talk about it on air, but here we go. Yes.
Oh my very goodness. Okay.
I wasn't with someone at the time. It was two people that I'd met.
Were you the extra?
No, all three of us were single.
Right.
Wow.
But it was like after our graduation party and everyone had like a few drinks.
Yeah.
And,
Three's a crowd, huh?
Three's a crowd.
Let's get a crowd together.
Right.
Huh?
And so how does a boy feel in that situation? When was it, so 2 boys, 1 girl? Is that what you said?
No, 2 girls.
2 girls.
And like a king.
Wowee.
Right, okay. So this is where, for me, it would get complicated. I feel like women are more understanding and they see people for who they are. So I feel like in a situation where it's 2 girls and 1 guy, the girls would be more inclined to be good humans and get along. Blokes are such fierce, angry, really, really sensitive creatures in this space.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm talking comparisons, all sorts of things. Once something's happened, you can't unsee it, you can't unthink about it. So I understand where this guy's coming from. He shouldn't have done the first one in the first place, though.
So are you saying that you would get jealous if there was another man involved? That there would be jealousy issues?
Absolutely. Do you feel like that, producer Josh? Like, absolutely there'll be jealousy issues, and particularly if it's your girlfriend.
But you're going into it because it's a sexual thing. Like, why can't you just be in the moment and go, well, this is a bit of fun?
Someone's batting furiously for this. Okay. All right, so what are you in agreement with?
I think if you agreed to it, you got to see it through.
You've got to go through with it. That's unfair for her. That was obviously her fantasy to have 2 guys at the same time.
Yeah.
So why does he get to fulfill his and she doesn't get hers?
Fair, producer Molly?
I think, if you've said something, you've got to follow through.
Follow through.
Right.
In any setting.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Follow through with the threesome, for goodness sake.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to say something. It might be controversial.
Here we go.
But I feel like I'm going to speak on behalf of the blokes here. Who the hell knows how to pleasure 2 women at once?
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hayesy.
I've just heard from our official cyclone correspondent, and that is my mother, Colleen.
Or the expert / Gold Coast icon.
Yes, that's exactly right. She said, all good here, windy and heavy rain overnight, but we still have power at this stage. Still a slow-moving system, but it's looking like it's going to cross as a Category 1.
Okay.
So initially it was going to be a Category 2. There was even talk of Category 3, but Category 1 is significantly better.
So look, please educate me, because I know you have some history as a weather presenter. Category 1, are we talking just windy and a bit of rain?
Well, significant amount of rain still, but not those disgustingly damaging winds up to like 140 k's an hour.
But you'd probably still expect some damage in some areas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
But a Category 1, obviously better than a Category 2. So there are around 30,000 homes in both Queensland and New South Wales without power at the moment. And also the hardest hit are Gold Coast and Byron Bay, still looking at 200 millimetres of rain as a minimum, potentially around 400 or even up to 700 millimetres. All the kids got the day off school, and there will be no elective surgery. That has been cancelled. Public transport has been cancelled as well.
Okay, there you go.
So a bit going on.
That's the latest in regards to Cyclone Alfred. When new information comes to us, we will bring it to you.
Yeah, and obviously Brisbane and Geelong was canned. Gold Coast, Essendon will now be played later in the season. So opening round will be tonight. Sydney and Hawthorn will open the season at the SCG, and then Greater Western Sydney and Collingwood on Sunday.
I don't want to veer off into an AFL chat, but what an absolute disaster for the AFL. And guess what? Don't mess with a good thing. Here's a prediction for you. Next year, round 1 gets kicked off on a Thursday night between Richmond and Carlton. Back to basics.
Let's just keep it simple. And also maybe just do round 1 full stop.
Yeah.
Instead of a weird split opening round.
Spot on. Good call, Joe. Very excited about this right now. This guy has 1.6 million followers on TikTok. He's bringing his Why Am I Like This show to the Adelaide Fringe this weekend. He joins us right now. Please welcome Mr. Will.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning to you, Will. When did you first realise that you were genuinely funny?
Shivers. You know what? Maybe when I was like 12 is when I started doing like comedy, like improv and you know, that sort of stuff. And I think I was doing it with like the older boys. So I was 12 and I was doing comedy with like the 18-year-olds and older. And I was like, okay, I'm keeping up with them. So
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
something there.
It's just before we get into your show and what's happening, just the idea of getting up. I think for most people, I would say 99.9% of people, the idea of getting up and talking in front of a crowd and trying to be funny is terrifying. Are you one of those people who weirdly finds this extremely comfortable?
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't know. I personally don't think stand-up takes much talent, only because I'm of the belief that you're born, you can do it or you can't do it.
I believe Michael Jordan said the same thing about basketball.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just feel it's you've either got it or you don't. So the people that got it, they just can naturally do it and they're great. And the people that don't, it's just unfortunate. You can work so hard, you can commit every single day, that 10,000 hours, master it, and still you're just not very funny.
You've crushed the soul of so many people listening right now who are trying to become comedians. But just keep working at it.
Yeah, it's no. I think, honestly, comedy's probably, the only thing where it's if you just keep working, you actually will never get good.
It's
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like singing. You can train yourself to sing.
100%.
But you're saying you can't train yourself to be a stand-up comic.
I don't think you can train yourself to be funny. I reckon you could train yourself to be a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
But it would just feel very vapid almost.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be he's doing all the right things,
Yeah.
But
It's just not
why
funny.
why am I not laughing? Yeah.
So of all these characters that you have on TikTok and on Instagram, who's your favourite? Is it picking a favourite child?
You know what? It's kind of it depends what day or it's almost if a new character kind of comes to mind, then I really enjoy that. The one I've been enjoying doing is the worst customer ever.
Yeah.
And the people that are I'm not loving this. Is there something we can do about it? That really passive aggressive, snarky kind of that's fun. Obviously the drunk man is fantastic.
He's so good.
He's so great, isn't he?
Yeah, because we've all met him.
Yeah.
We've all met him.
Met him.
He's coming over. Oh, gosh, don't make eye contact. Is he talking to me? He's talking to me? Oh, gosh, what do I say?
Yeah.
Well, I told you I had a drunk woman come up to me outside of Parliament House the other day. And
was she just doing Parliament stuff and she came out? Yeah.
We were filming something for Channel 10 and she came up and she's like, oi!
And they're like, oh, no, me? Oh.
And this is when I had a moon boot on. She goes, oi, moon boot! I'm ready for my bit, and comes up right in the face of the camera.
Yeah, moon boot. Yeah, we've never been to the moon. Everyone's going to the moon. I'm not going to the moon. Yeah, we all go to the moon and no one wants to take me to the moon. That's all right. And we all laugh at me because I'm not on the moon. Just okay. Yes.
Hey, do yourself a favour, seriously. If you are into humour, please follow Will Gibb on social media channels, TikTok and Instagram. Very, very funny stuff, mate. And I don't usually sort of go down this path, but geez, you're a talented man.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
I want to send him along to your show and get him to heckle from
Oh,
the back.
please.
Oh,
as the drunk person. I'm not laughing.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Oh, yes. Just an epic battle between two very close friends, but in this space, fierce, aggressive enemies.
Don't like losing to each other.
Nah, it's fine.
Get along quite well most of the time, but in this space, my God, I hate going.
Yeah.
I hate losing to you.
Do you know what, though? It's us against each other, but also it's a chance for the listeners to choose the music.
Correct.
Yeah. So we were mid-90s for this one.
Yeah. What was the year? 1995, I'm going to say.
Correct.
Yes.
95. All right. We blindly chose a couple of songs. You went with this one. Okay. Another Night by the Real McCoy. I got this one. But like nobody does. It's how we do it. Real McCoy up against Montel Jordan. The score currently is 4-1. To say that you need to win, Joe, is pretty obvious, I think. It's
Okay, that's right. Let camera guy Josh speak, please.
There he is. Hey, goat man.
Hello. 1995, great year.
Yep.
I was 0.
What year were
nice.
you born?
1995.
Oh, my God. Well,
There
you
you
weren't
go.
0. You were probably like 6 months or something.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
have been.
That works. I can tell you there was literally one vote in it.
Really?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. So Instagram reads 50-50, but we do have a winner.
I need this.
That is so close. All right.
I need it.
How you feeling, mate? Would you like a little drum roll?
I'd love a little drum roll.
Here we go.
It's Andrew Hayes.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
On all
I
days.
can't believe it was so close. On all the days.
It's International Women's Day. Where's the humanity?
It would make more sense if you were sung one on this day, but hey, can't help it, all right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Fire up Montel then.
There you go. So what that takes us to, 5-1. All right, Joe. Jeez.
One
Okay.
vote.
Your winning song as we celebrate International Women's Day is Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It. Enjoy.
This is how we do it.
Incredible scenes, Jodie and Hayesy on a Friday. That's your winning song for Battle of the Bangers, Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. And it's just been really, really crunching the numbers and analysing the votes.
Are we going to reveal what happened off air there?
I think so. How you going, Joe? Do you want to tell us what happened?
Well,
on all the days too. On all the
On
days.
International Women's Day, and I couldn't win Battle of the Bangers. So basically, to drill down, you just said to me, did you vote for your own song? Which I didn't. I went to, and then I forgot and got distracted. But you, of course, voted for your own song.
Yeah, but you vote for your own song because to get an update of what the score is.
Yes, correct. And bearing in mind that I went down by one vote. Tell everyone, tell the whole of South Australia who voted for your song, not once but twice.
Yeah, it was literally a difference in the end. I got one vote from Greg Oddie.
Yep.
Awesome. And I got another vote from Oddie Media.
And there it is.
That's two
there
votes
it
from
is.
Greg Oddie. What a guy.
So
what a guy.
the two most important men in my life have done me dirty.
On
That's
International
On
Women's Day.
International Women's Day. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
That is tough. All right. Good result, though.
Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays. Da, 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 da.
Fitzy Fridays.
Some people don't start their Fridays until they've had a morning cup of coffee. For me, it's not until I've had a nice hot dose or injection of Ryan Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's right. You, as soon as you get in here in the morning, you're like, give me my Ryan.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah. Hayesy is a Fitzy addict and said to me the other day, just one more hit. That's all I want is one more hit and I'm done.
Don't tell the audience what I said I'd do to get that hit, please, Ryan.
What do you want to talk about today, dudes?
Well, we have been doing our predictions, actually, for the AFL season this year. So what did we do? We did grand finalists. We did where will Port finish, where will Crows finish. If you have thoughts.
Okay, Brisbane GWS, which is going to upset the AFL because no one will want to go to that GF. But that will be in that'll be in the grand final. And Crows will make the 8. Port Adelaide won't.
Oh, so that's what Jode said as well.
Yeah,
I think Port will still make that. How deep in the 8 do you think the Crows can get?
I don't think they can get further than 8th, 7th or 8th. They're not going to get higher than that, but that's a start. That'll keep Nixie's job and then they'll build from there, Andrew.
Yes.
Right.
All right, like that.
God, Fitz
Take
is
that.
calling you Andrew. This is very serious, this conversation. Jesus.
Ryan and Andrew just having a chat.
Yeah, right. A few people seem to think the Port might just miss the 8. So, I don't know. But you don't, Andrew.
We can only dream.
No.
We can only dream. We can only dream, Jody.
We're looking for expert analysis, not your wish list. Fitzy, we're talking all things International Women's Day today. It is on tomorrow, but we've had some really, really nice chats about the special women in our lives. And, I mean, right at the top part of the top shelf in your life, of course, is your lovely wife, BJ, who you've shared everything with.
Oh, mate, I've given her everything in my life. I let her, Jody, you'll understand this. I pushed back for a long time, but then I had to accept that in the wedding waltz, Kylie and Jason's Especially For You went in there, which I didn't want.
Right.
But unfortunately, we had to dance to Especially For You at our wedding, which really killed me.
Just imagine.
I want to show you. I hate that song with a passion, but I let her have it in the wedding waltz. So that's how much I love Belinda J. Irons.
Have you ever interviewed Kylie? Because I would love for you to tell Kylie that story that you had to play that for your wedding
She'd be
waltz.
touched.
I've got a Kylie story for you, Jody.
Please go.
2000 Olympics,
Yes.
right? Idiots. I was playing at the Swans at the time. Idiots decided to book a footy trip to Cancun, Mexico, while the Olympics were on. So we didn't get to see any events at all, but we had to come back early from the football trip because we were a part of the closing ceremony out at Homebush in front of 100,000 people.
Yes.
Now, our role was to dress in the original life-saving outfits, were the one pieces that they were lifesavers the men used to wear back in the day. So we were in one-piece bathing suits, Jody, and our job was to push around Kylie Minogue on a giant thong as she performed.
No.
Now, we had rehearsals for it, right? And I remember no one could get near Kylie. She had security and that around her. But I said to the boys, stuff this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I got past security. I said, Kylie, can I please take a photo of you? I'm a massive fan. She looked at me and she said, you are way too tall. You're going to have to pick me up. I've got a photo with Kylie Minogue in my arms. I didn't have a shower for about a month after that.
My
Jodes.
goodness. Okay.
It was unbelievable. But I will find that photo and you can put that up.
See what could have happened if you had have actually made the Swans list proper?
Oh,
you could have met
jeez.
Kylie Minogue.
No. Oh,
The
no.
disappointment just goes on and on.
Instead, Fitzy, I'm out at the Ponderosa doing all sorts of different things.
I'm going to find that photo for you
Love
and
it.
I'll send it to you guys,
Love it.
Kylie Minogue.
Love it. Love you. Thank you so much.
No worries, guys.
Well, Hayesy, you know I love myself a good politician, am I right?
Yes, you do.
And one of the best in the business is Senator Penny Wong, and she is joining us ahead of International Women's Day tomorrow. Good morning, Penny, and I'm really, really sorry that you had to listen while you were on hold to our fight about Battle of the Bangers. And
Well, I learned a lot, mate. I did.
will you vote for me next week for my song?
I'll try and remember.
Yeah.
I'll try and remember to do that.
Do you know,
Absolutely.
I dare say if Penny votes, it's probably worth 2 or 3, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, very
I don't know about
true.
that.
Penny, you've just come off a International Women's Day breakfast, 3,000 people. What an event.
Oh, look, it's amazing. You know, I feel so proud of Adelaide every time I host this event. You know, we sell out within minutes. It's 3,000 people come to this event. It's the largest International Women's Day breakfast in Australia. So it just tells you something about how Adelaide, comes together. We're very good at remembering, events and anniversaries, and I'm so grateful we get so many women and men, and particularly so many school kids. It's just wonderful.
And Penny, I sit back and watch in your industry, and we've had a really historic moment in Adelaide Radio this morning where we got all 4 breakfast hosts from all the what are normally competing stations on together in a show of unification. What is it like amongst the female politicians in Canberra? Is there a sense of unity in that we've got to support each other, or are there bitter feuds going on everywhere?
Probably a bit of both, I think, like most things. But certainly, within I can say within our government and within the Labor Party, we've got 51% women now. We're the first majority women government in Australia's history, and it's a pretty extraordinary experience to be part of. Like I've been around a while, got a lot greyer over many years, as you know, but the difference now in our caucus, where we've got 51% women, not just the focus on women's issues, like the things like putting new contraceptives on the PBS the first time in 30 years, but more generally on so many issues, and it's a really good sense of camaraderie. So I'm very privileged to be part of it.
International relations are high on your agenda. Do you still encounter misogyny from blokes across the globe, or have you seen an improvement in that space?
Look, I think, I always say to people, progress is not linear. Do you know what I mean? So you often, it's sort of, whether it's in your personal life or it's in your work life, it's often 3 steps forward, 1 or 2 steps back. But the thing is, we've all got to keep working. One of the things I spoke about today is, you've got to work hard for change, and you have to work hard to make sure change isn't unwound. And that should be our approach, in politics and in life when it comes to equality.
I'm going to take that as a bit of a yes
winning,
there,
and
Penny.
winning next week. There you go.
Absolutely. All right, Penny, I look forward to you voting for my Battle of the Bangers song. Thank you so much for joining us
No
this
worries.
morning on the eve of International Women's Day. I know how busy you are, so we really appreciate it. Thank you so
I
much.
really appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Well, Joyce, that is a really, really nice way to finish what has been a really fun morning.
Oh, hasn't it been outstanding? Happy International Women's Day to everyone tomorrow. Enjoy. Please,
Yes.
if you're a bloke, don't ask the question, when do we get a day?
No,
Don't do it. Not
that's
tomorrow.
silly. Dude, that's a dumb question, guys. I'll give you the hot tip right now. Something something really, really cool happened as well in terms of some radio history in South Australia was made. So we'd encourage you to listen to the podcast and check that out because it was really, really cool. And well done to you, Hayley Pearson, also Emma G from SAFM, and of course Loz from Triple M. You guys absolutely nailed it.
All legends, all rock stars, all getting together to unite for women in media and indeed women across the globe, just to show that we're all in this together.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.